I remember. And then they actually
Guys, we're letting people jump in, so okay? We're waiting for people.
oh, we're live now?
We are live.
Okay, great. So we should start in a couple of minutes. Welcome, and we promised we were going to start at 10:30. So hang around for a couple of minutes while we wait for more people to join us. And
thanks for joining us, by the way.
Absolutely.
We're going to be talking real estate today, so get your friends. If you have any friends that want to buy or sell,
share it on
questions real
Facebook.
estate,
Yes.
start linking up, sharing it. Let's get everybody together here. And now's the
Make
time.
some money.
Yes. And if anybody's on right now, let us know if you can hear us. I don't know if we have to project our voice or
That's a
talk
good.
normal.
That's a good call. Yeah.
So my wife is behind the camera. She'll let us know.
She's our timekeeper.
Thanks, Betsy.
And she's also a timekeeper, so we're gonna try to keep it short and sweet, no more than 20 minutes, and then allow 10 minutes for questions at the end. And I'm gonna probably do some translation in between to Spanish. Hay nuestra gente que habla español. Y si hay ¿verdad? Chicarelli dice,
Yeah. Si alguien que habla español, pues,
También.
español
Oh,
también. We'll mix in a little Spanglish, English.
Spanish too.
I won't, because y'all won't understand.
So ya no.
Alright.
Okay, so son las 10:30. Great. Y también le quería recordar that I Choose Freedom está live en Instagram. So
Yes.
si quieren conectarse por medio de Instagram, esa es una opción. So if you want to connect to Instagram through the I Choose Freedom handle, that's also another option.
Yes.
That's actually Sobe's account. Great, welcome. Good morning, buenos dias.
How's it going?
I actually have my coffee here. It's like,
Yes.
cheers.
Salud. Imaginary cups. I passed on the coffee today.
So,
I have a limit. Don't want to be bouncing off the walls.
well, I know she already went to some sort of like health surgery or
Oh, yeah.
something, so he's trying to stay like away from.
That's a whole subject for another day.
Oh yeah, we'll do another live.
But I'm good to go.
Welcome, my name is Annabelle. I'm from
Sam.
Annabelle's Home. Para aquellos que no me conocen, yo soy Annabelle de Annabelle's Home. Esto es realmente, mi plataforma es mi medio de comunicar mis, diría, talentos de decoración de interiores. Siempre me ha gustado esa área. For those that don't know me, I use this platform to share my talents and ideas around decor and also real estate ideas. Like I've been breathing real estate since 2005. I shared that story on my Instagram a couple of days ago. So here's Chicarelli.
You've earned your stripes, Annabelle. I can tell you,
And this is my
as her
realtor.
realtor, I can assure you, she knows what she's talking about. She's a fantastic designer, not because she invited me, but she really is. She has a great eye for design. So if you need a designer, interior designer, or you need some help or some advice, I would reach out to Annabelle.
Yeah.
She's
We look at this.
fantastic.
Come on.
Yes, and this is just a taste of what she does.
Yes.
But believe me, she'll cater to your specific needs. My name is Bob Chicarelli, Chicarelli Homes Real Estate. I've been working in real estate for over 32 years, and perennial, multi-platinum selling agent. Thank God. You always want to thank the man upstairs for those privileges. And I have the pleasure, of course, of working with wonderful people like Annabelle, and soon with Sobe and with Betsy, who are going to be buying their own home too.
Yes.
So it's I'm sure it's funny because they already had their questions that they were lining up beforehand. But we're here today to answer your real estate questions.
Absolutely.
So if you have any questions that you want to throw at us, if you're buying a home, you're interested in buying a home, or even if it has to do with home design.
Exactly.
Annabelle
you
can
just bought
answer
a
your
house.
question.
Exactly.
Or you just bought a house, right? So anything to do with real estate, only real estate, we'll be happy to answer your questions today. So
Yes.
feel free to fire away and we'll answer them. Like I said, Chicarelli Homes is my agency. It's located in Lowell. I'm licensed in all of Massachusetts and in New Hampshire. Work with residential mostly, real estate 1 through 4 family homes. We also do some commercial real estate. And with 32 years, I've seen it all. Girl.
I know.
I've seen
I know
it all.
you have, and he's my realtor, my friend, and my mentor. I've
Thank
learned
you.
so much from him.
I'm honored.
And para resumir un poquito lo que él acaba de decir, Chicarelli es una persona multifacético en términos de esta área de real estate. Estamos realmente tratando de que todos ustedes respondan todas sus preguntas. Ustedes tienen amigos, familias o alguien que quiere comprar real estate en el próximo año, especialmente en este mercado que está bien caliente, como me gusta decir en inglés. Déjanos saber tus preguntas. Aunque nosotros estamos en live ahora, podemos compartir este video más adelante y estamos felices de responder cualquier
Sí,
pregunta.
y le podemos contestar en español o en inglés, las dos.
También las dos. So, Zoe.
I'm Sobi from I Choose Freedom. I have an Insta blog right now, soon website blog or whatever you call that. I basically blog about life, but I started with financial freedom. And one of our ways to get financial freedom for me and my wife is through real estate. So we're really passionate about this topic, and we're about to jump into our first investment. So I'm the newbie of this group right now. So I might ask less questions, but I will ask some questions. But I'm gonna be absorbing a lot. And you guys can also ask questions at the end of when we chat. But I can't wait. I'm excited to be with these two amazing people here. So let's get started.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Do it.
And we actually decided to start this series. Sophie, I'll speak a little bit on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because so we've been meeting for over 5 months now and talking about investment, and we just do it informally, have coffee, and I actually have learned from you guys. You guys are so like out there. Like I wish I was like you guys when I started this business. And you are really hungry, very smart, ask the hard questions all the time. So we've been together, working together and talking and chatting informally for like over 6 months now. And we like, well, how about if we bring this to a platform and share this knowledge more with our network and invite an expert to sort of back up some of this information. So one of the things that I want to start off, so we have 3 questions for the entire conversation, but one of the things that I want to start with is share a little bit of the context of what's happening, why we invited Ciccarelli. So this is a market. I haven't bought a property actually in more than a year at this point, I think, and so I don't know exactly. I just hear what's happening. I just read what's happening out there in the market, and I hear a lot of people struggling like, I cannot find houses. I cannot buy the property. The supply is very low, but the demand and like all the people buying houses is huge. But at the same time, we know the prices has increased versus last year. So one of the things that actually motivated us to host this series is like, how do we strategize? How do we win in this market when it's like it feels like so overwhelming? Like you could be looking for a house for over a year very easily. So the first question to you, Ciccarelli, and dame decirle eso en español también.
Yeah, go ahead.
So una de las cosas que nos motivaron a hacer este live es que el mercado está bien competitivo y hay muchas personas ahora mismo que quieren comprar, ¿verdad? Y duran hasta más de 6 meses buscando una casa y no pueden conseguir una casa porque lamentablemente la disponibilidad de casa está limitada, ¿verdad? De propiedades, pero entonces la demanda, a veces hay 10 y 20 ofertas en una casa. So la primera pregunta, the first question to you, Ciccarelli, like considering this market, right? What would you think is the best? What is the best investment you can do to get the best out of your money? Like what is your best return investment? I guess?
The best return on a particular investment.
In terms of investment, what type of
¿Qué tipo de inversión es la mejor inversión? I
En este mercado.
I try to bounce back and forth between the English and the Spanish too. First off, first piece of advice, I'm gonna try to simplify real estate for you. Voy a tratar de simplificar lo que es entrar en un mercado como este, para que no entres con mucho miedo. Pero there used to be, my daughters were cheerleaders, so I used to watch a lot of the cheerleading movies with them sometimes. And I remember there was this one chant that cheerleaders say, "Be aggressive," right? Be aggressive. That's number one. There you go. Thank you for the background. So you gotta be aggressive. Come into it with a thick skin. Come to it with a plan. Entra esto con agresividad, con un plan. You gotta be ready. Get your pre-approval. The girls right now are getting their pre-approval. They're getting ready to join the market. Because you can't go in and start looking for houses if you don't have a good solid loan. You know all about that. You've done it a few times. Annabelle is a wealth of experience because she went through it all a few times. She's sitting in a good position investment-wise because, again, she implemented a lot of the strategies that are necessary. And they're about the same, even now. So basically, even in a competitive market, hasta en un mercado competitivo donde no hay muchas propiedades, si uno está preaprobado, preparado para comprar, tiene su depósito preparado, tiene todo preparado y tiene un agente que es también agresivo, que es importante. It's very important also to have an aggressive agent because you can't have an agent where you're 10 steps ahead and they're 10 steps behind.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like you're like when you see something like I have buyers that are ready, they'll get my list, they'll get the listings that I'm sending them. Mis compradores reciben los listados que salen a diario. Sometimes they're even looking on other websites. A veces están buscando también en otros sites del internet. Está perfectamente bien. I tell them, I don't care where you get the information, just send it to me quick. Let me know what's available, and we'll go
he's
see
available
it
24/7.
immediately.
Yes.
Yes. This is
That's
what I
important.
do. I fall out of bed, I'm doing real estate. That's it. So, esto
But
es lo
that's
que yo hago.
important, like
Sí.
have accessibility to your realtor.
Yeah. Y hay muchos buenos agentes, déjame
Okay.
decirte, yo trabajo mucho tiempo en esto, hay muchos buenos agentes.
No,
Pero lo importante es que lo primero es, cuando estés preaprobado, tienes todo lo que necesitas, engánchate con un agente que es agresivo, que puede buscar para ti, que puedes rápido si algo sale, no te va a estar enseñando la propiedad una semana después,
Yeah.
porque la va a perder. Hay que movernos rápido, you have to move fast. So esa es una de las cosas más importantes para poder competir. Lo de un año, sinceramente que yo no tengo ni un cliente, que ha estado un año buscando una propiedad. Pero cierto.
Pero depende también.
No,
del
no,
tipo de
no,
propiedad.
no, pero te
Multifamily,
quiero
single,
contestar.
Yeah.
Estás de acuerdo, pero estás 100% correcto en de que sí hay muchos compradores que están más de un año esperando todavía.
Esperando casa.
Wow.
Sí, so ve la diferencia, es con quién están trabajando
Tu equipo,
también. Tu
de-
equipo tiene que ser bien agresivo, be aggressive.
Hasta el banco, ¿verdad?
El
Porque
banco también.
El banco a veces, aunque tú tengas un realtor agresivo, aunque tenga alguien contigo que está empujando el proceso, si el banco no está empujando su parte del proceso, te vas a atrasar.
Yeah, it's like the girls right now, and I like using real world examples, but right
Yeah.
now, Sophie and Betsy, guess what? I see how they're moving with their pre-approval. Ellos se están moviendo bien agresiva con su preaprobación. Ya tenían un plan de lo que quieren. They call me, hey Bob, we want a 3 or a 4 family. O
Yes.
sea, y una casa de multifamiliar, para contestar la pregunta original, si quieres maximar lo que es tu entrada, por ejemplo, quieres tener un lugar para vivir, pero al mismo tiempo quieres tener ingreso que entre, como si correr un negocio prácticamente.
Hack.
Yeah, exactly. That's the modern word, house hack. Then, entonces quieres tener una casa multifamiliar. So you definitely want to have a multifamily. And more units, the better. So residential would definitely be 2 through 4 units. That's residential financing.
Yeah.
But then it affords you that you can live in one unit and you have 2 or 3 rents that can help you to not only pay off the difference of the
Yes.
mortgage, but then you have money left over too that, boom, you put away. That's your investment.
Absolutely. And to that point, I want to share like that also will entail to be a landlord and also, right?
Yes.
Like in terms of like figuring out the financing for that type of investment. So we actually would love to do another series with a bank and also with an attorney in terms of like landlord
Yes.
responsibility.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that
Oh,
after
gosh.
baby
Great,
comes,
get a great team.
we will
you know?
do.
Different pieces
Absolutely.
to the puzzle.
Right.
Yeah.
So, esa es una de las cosas, de los componentes que él acaba de hablar. Es importante tener también en mente que tú, o sea, Chiquero le acaba de explicar que es importante a veces en términos de tu inversión, si compras una casa de
Multifamiliar.
multifamiliar, el español está saliendo.
It's all good.
Multifamiliar, tienes el beneficio de que puedes recibir dinero a la vez está viviendo en la propiedad, ¿verdad? Pero eso también significa que vas a ser un landlord y ¿cómo se dice landlord en español?
vas a ser,
Dueño de
vas a ser
propiedad.
como un manejador de propiedad, un superintendente, no superintendente, pero un
Usted me
manejador de
entiende,
propiedad.
landlords. Entonces, va a ser un landlord, pero también eso significa que tu método de financiar esa propiedad va a ser diferente a que tú,
Yes.
cuando tú compras uno de una familia. So, hablamos de esos temas. So, en la segunda pregunta,
Yes.
para
Yes.
seguir caminando.
Yes.
¿Es este el mercado correcto para comprar? Mucha gente está asustado que el mercado va a explotar como pasó en el 2018. Is this the right time to buy?
Yep.
Is this the right time? Like a lot of people are speculating that there's going to be a crash. So tell us. That's hard
Sure.
to predict. I know
Sure.
that.
This is
but
Sure. And because this is going on online and in the internet and it's going to float around for years, I want to make sure I answer this question correctly. Yeah, no idea what he's talking about. Right. Okay. First off, primero, todos los mercados, escucha, todos los mercados son buenos mercados para comprar. Si uno sabe comprar. Boom.
Can you say that one
If
more
you-
time?
all-
In English and Spanish?
Yes, every single real estate situation, okay, or time to any time to purchase real estate is the right time, as long as you are purchasing correctly,
Yes.
using good common sense, and entering into what is a good financial situation. So it could be the middle of a downfall of a market, but if you're buying a multifamily that's positive cash flow, guess what? A year later, it's still going to be positive cash flow.
There you go.
So it doesn't make a difference.
So essentially, like,
Yeah.
if you're ready,
If you're ready,
It's the
you're
right
ready.
time.
Right. Now, more specifically, this market's great because the interest rates are still phenomenal. Los intereses
they're
están
going
súper
up,
bajos.
actually. There's
Están
expectation
bajando,
that
pero
they're
todavía, aunque suban
But
un
they're
poco,
going up.
todavía están históricamente bajos.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
cuando
Yeah,
estás hablando de
exactly.
10 años atrás, los intereses estaban a 12% y ahora están a 4 a 5%. Si suben a 6%, todavía están históricamente
Yes.
bajos.
Historic.
So, de esa perspectiva están bajos. Las rentas están astronómicas. So, comprar absolutamente todavía tiene sentido. Y hay muchos programas muy buenos para primeros compradores o también para inversionistas. Así que toda la fórmula existe que denota que está muy bueno para comprar. You know, all of the variables are there for making it a great market to buy
Okay, great.
right now.
I
Absolutely.
love that answer
Yes,
because a lot of
that's-
people,
yeah.
actually, I have friends that are panicking, like, oh my god, it's gonna crash, I'm not gonna buy, I'm
Yeah.
gonna
I
wait.
mean, I've had investors tell me what you told me, but I've had investors from this area like, don't buy, wait another year.
Buy a home.
And I'm
Single
like, homie, I need a home. I need a
Yeah.
home. Like, I'm gonna buy now, and I'm gonna take the risk, and I'm just
And
gonna
if
learn.
you're
Yeah.
ready,
Like,
if
yeah.
you have all the financing aligned, if you have the money, again, I personally, I think if you're ready, the market's ready for you.
Well,
Yeah.
well, here's the thing too: is that historically, and if you look at it, if you look at real estate on a chart, and we know we don't have a chart right now, but if
Yeah.
you looked at it on a chart, even when there is a decline in the pricing in real estate, you'll always notice that on that chart, if you looked at it historically, that it always goes back up, and then it goes beyond what the loss was. So it's just a question of getting yourself into a good investment. And it's just like the stock market. You ride it. You ride the wave.
Yes.
You know, if you're going in to just wet your feet, it's not going to work. You know,
Yeah.
you're going in with a plan.
Great, thank you. This is
Awesome.
a good answer. I think.
Yes.
Also, I want to spend a little bit of more time and time check. We have like 3 more minutes.
We just had 3 minutes.
That's
Oh,
quick.
wow. Ooh, 3 more minutes. So we're gonna try. Actually, we want to spend more time on this, so we won't have more time, but we could do a part 2.
I'll be happy to come back some other day. It'll be my pleasure.
So estamos corriendo fuera de tiempo, solo nos quedan 3 minutos para cubrir la pregunta que todos queremos saber, que es ¿cuáles son las estrategias? What are the strategies to win in this market? What are some of the things that you can do to get you ahead of the game? What are some of the things that you could do? ¿Cuáles son las cosas que puedes hacer?
Well, I know,
para
Sophie,
poder-
you mentioned one of those things
Okay.
earlier. How about that?
Okay, so I follow a podcast, and they had mentioned that you can give a love letter to the seller so they can fall in love with you. And if you have a family, take a picture and attach it to the letter and just say how awesome you are. And
Will you
how,
send that with an offer though? Like, is that
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I heard that. So I want to hear, have you
Okay.
encountered that?
Have I counted it? No, I've actually employed that strategy.
Oh. The love letter
Yo he
strategy.
utilizado esa estrategia.
Yeah.
Not in every case does it work. Every case is different. Love letters typically work more with residential homes.
Okay.
Or maybe a two-family, like a house like the one that Annabelle bought that we're in right now, where it was a family member who owned it for many years, and he was more concerned about somebody coming to buy it that's going to preserve a
Long-term.
lot of the emotional aspect of it, the identity, you know, not just take it and rent it out to anybody. So every situation is different, but if you have a seller that is open to that and that is looking for that type of buyer, it doesn't hurt to have your realtor put together a little letter, say, hey, you know, say a little bit something about us, personalize the transaction, because when the seller's looking at 20 offers and then he sees one offer and he comes across a face, he comes across a story. Hey, I just came to the country a few years ago. I'm working hard to get my first house. This is my first house. I mean, anything. I had make it quick, a military veteran who was competing against 20 offers, okay?
Wow.
And he was going VA loan, minimal down payment. All he had was like $3,000 to his name, but it's 100% financing with VA, you know? And, but we put together a compelling letter, I did, you know, with him, with his permission, with all of his, all of his honors. You know, the guy's been in 3 wars.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? He got the house. He's living in that house right now. He's ecstatic, well deserving, because he's, you know, a veteran who's served in the war, you know, to protect us. But that case worked. Had I not done that, there was no chance he was going to get that house.
Right.
So be it does work sometimes.
Yeah, and it actually worked for me too.
And it absolutely worked for Annabelle.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the landlord,
Go ahead and tell the story.
the landlord actually for
Yeah.
this property, he was looking for someone who he was actually looking for a family. This is a 2-family home, but they were looking for someone who was planning to stay in the neighborhood long term. Most of the people in this neighborhood have been here like for years. There's some sort of like 3rd generation living in the house. So he was looking for that type of.
And he still visits you.
Oh, we're friends. He's the one who helped me open the pool every time I'm here. So he actually, when he had a lot of offers on the table,
I know
and
he
he
did.
considered me
Remember.
because I came with my mom to see the house the first time, and he liked that. So.
And there are other things you can do too, depending upon the situation. Sometimes, you know, and I want to be careful with saying this because it's a case by case basis.
Absolutely.
But sometimes you can waive the home inspection. There are different things. Don't do that without consulting first, very clearly and carefully with your agent, and maybe even, you know, bring in a friend who's a contractor who might take a look at it and say, hey, you know, what do you think? Could we waive it?
Right.
You know, so there are things you can do, but things like that, different things, combinations of things can sometimes, depending upon the situation, dependiendo de la situación, hay cosas que uno puede hacer en la estructura de la oferta, etcétera, etcétera, trabajando con su agente, que puede también destacar tu oferta. What you want to do is you want your offer to go from a pile of 20 or 10 or whatever and start, like, you know, magically separating.
Yes.
Right.
That's the key.
Right. I want to do a quick check with time, but also on questions. Have you been getting questions?
So I got one question so far, and I'm sorry I didn't catch the user, but somebody said, I want to buy a house, not sure where to start. You briefly mentioned that, but just again, you know, just that kind of quick 1, 2, 3. You want to buy a house, where do you start?
Sure. You can start by calling a realtor. So if you don't have an agent, you can call me, Bob Ciccarelli, Ciccarelli Homes, 978.
If you're in Massachusetts too.
If you're in Massachusetts or New Hampshire, if you're not, then find somebody, you know, you gotta find somebody else. But 978-902-4220. I don't mind giving out my number. You can call me direct or reach me through Facebook, Ciccarelli Homes Facebook page, or Bob Ciccarelli. Anyway, having said that, you can go through an agent, a real estate agent, or, you know, get somebody referred to you. You know, again, you want to work with somebody who knows their stuff, or go straight to a lender. So wherever you have you're doing your banking, I'm sure they have a mortgage component. Talk to them, say, hey, I want to get pre-approved to buy a loan. Because it all starts with that pre-approval. How much purchase power do I have?
Right.
Okay, and have an idea what you want too. You know, if you want a single, if you want a multi, everybody's different. And that's where you want to start. So bank or an agent.
I also want to add that this is like some sort of like I did for many years home ownership counseling.
Yes.
For some home buyer class, sometimes they're available locally, right, in
Yes.
communities. try to like sign up for a class. Like I actually did that for many years, like doing home ownership classes,
And they're
I
excellent.
think it's important to share that with not only to learn some sort of the inside and out of like what type of team you need, like even when you before
Yeah.
you jump into the lender attorney situation.
Correct.
I mean, realtor, right? I feel like getting yourself educated is important, and trying to
Yes,
find out
yes.
like exactly where are the resources. That
Yeah.
I will also add that to the process.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's home ownership and landlord class too. There's 2 different classes.
Yeah. And blogs, and blogs like Sobeys, and obviously you can reach
Yes.
out to Annabelle. This is the idea of this is information. We live in the information era. To tell you the truth, anybody nowadays who is information less, simply because they don't want to find the information. So get ready, get the information, get yourself a little bit ready, take your notes down, know what you need to do, and then just start on your way.
Right.
But work with people that know what they're doing. That's the key.
Absolutely, the team is key in this
Key.
process. Yeah. Any other question? No, for now. But I feel like I also want to cover a little bit more about the strategies. Is there any other strategy people can use to get them some sort of ahead of the game that you have used in the past?
Yeah, and again, really, it's more negotiating strategies. It's more so.
I know you're really good at that.
Yeah, when it comes, I mean, there are things that it would really come down to the agent to do. That's why I'm saying working with experienced
like
agents
intertrade versus
does
like,
does the type of loan that you have will make a big difference. But knowing, having someone who can really fight for you is important, because when you have a lot of offers and an agent's talking to another agent, that agent also needs to start convincing that other agent that you can get the deal done. Why should I give you the chance and your buyer the chance when I have all these offers or comparable offers?
Right.
And that's where, for example, in my case, well, guess what? I close 99.9% of my deals. It's a smooth transaction. 32 years of experience. So if you have experienced people working with you that have a good track record, when they're communicating or passing on your offer to another agent, they're going to be able to also, that, believe it or not, that's an element that also bolsters the confidence of that person who's
That's great.
accepting that offer. So and then there's, like I said, other strategies, possibly depending on the scenario, maybe waiving the home inspection if the house has been remodeled, all the major things are done. That could be sometimes one way. There are different concessions that you can make, but the key is to make a clean offer too. So you'll see a lot of offers that have the financing contingency, which obviously if you have mortgage as a financing contingency, but then it has additional contingencies. The home inspection contingency, which is a good contingency, but then it can have even others. For example, a person might
I've
say,
seen
well, we
people
need...
that they actually remove the inspection out of this market.
Well, that's what I was saying. It depends on the situation. I don't advise that in every situation.
Right.
You really need to know what you're doing before you make that decision.
Yeah.
Okay, but I do have a lot of clients that do that, depending upon the overall condition of the home.
Situation.
If it's little minor cosmetic stuff, if it's anything that's questionable, then it's good to get a second set of professional eyes to take a look at that house
Right.
before you make that decision.
Great. Oh my God. We have another
So
question?
Jen Kabang just asked, any considerations or things to watch out for buying condos?
There's always lots of things to watch out. I actually have a couple of condominiums under agreement right now with my buyers. And so one of the things to make sure is the owner occupancy of that condominium association. You want it to be, in my opinion, above 55 to 60%. Because if it's less owner occupants, then you run into a situation where it might be difficult to sell afterwards, would definitely be difficult to finance. So if you're going to buy, condos are great. Let me tell you something. The condo market right now in some towns is so hot that it's even exceeding the single families and the multifamilies.
I did not know that.
Oh yes, I mean the condo market is very hot. But again, you want to make sure that you're buying in an association where, assuming that it's many condos, owner occupancy above 60%. If it's a condex, like maybe 2 condos and you're buying one, or a conversion, try to find out as much information that you can on that property before you make that decision. Okay.
Condo association.
Condo association. Read your rules and regs.
Yeah.
Make sure that there's
Master
a good
policy.
budget
Yeah.
in that condominium that's in the positive.
Reserve, actually, a lot
The
of
reserve is
look
really
at that,
important.
yeah.
Yes, because but the banks will look at a lot of that stuff for you. So if it's not there, they won't even finance it. To tell you the truth, but if you know that beforehand, you save a lot of time.
Right.
You know, so but condos are great investments, but you do want to look at all the paperwork and have your attorney review it also.
Yeah, thank you. That was a good. I didn't know even like that some sort of situation.
Oh,
with the
yeah,
condos in this
absolutely.
market. That's
Yes,
great.
and things do pop up sometimes when they're reviewing all of the paperwork, when they're finding out what the budget is, if it's running positive, if it's running negative, then all of a sudden you get some information there that'll, you know, will give you the option of even backing out of the deal if you need to, because
Oh, wow.
all of those things need to be disclosed. I have a situation now where there's a question, a legal question that's being answered relative to one of the condominiums. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but there was a suit of one of the owners against the association that's still pending. So that in and of itself could impede the financing. Eso puede prevenir de que se pueda financiar. If the question gets answered factually and correctly, financing won't be an issue. If it gets answered in one of the categories where it's unfinanceable, then
Wow.
my buyer's getting their deposit
Yeah.
back and we're just going to find another place.
Okay.
You see? But that's where attorneys come into. That's
no,
your,
I agree. Yeah.
you'll have a good team.
Yeah, we will. But actually, we would love to bring an attorney. I'm probably gonna try to do that after the baby comes.
Yes.
And maybe have another session on financing, like financing all this type of properties. I think it's important.
Sure.
So I think we should wrap it up. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh,
I
we
wish-
went over.
I
but
wish
it's
we
okay.
could,
It's
Covered
okay.
a lot of territory.
I know.
Yeah.
So the Facebook Live, it will go on my page on Facebook. So you can still continue to ask questions and we will get back to you. But I also want to give Chigurli a chance to share his phone number in case you want to call him and you know talk to him.
Sounds great.
And also follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Follow these girls.
Yes.
Follow
Because
them.
we
Yeah.
want to also like share with you what are some of the next steps and what are some of the videos we're going to be doing in the next few
Yes.
months. So
Yes.
stay in touch.
Yeah, so it's I choose _freedom, and yours is
Annabelle's home. That's actually on Instagram, the same username for Instagram and Facebook. So
Yes, and my Chickarelli Homes Facebook page is Chickarelli Homes RE for Chickarelli Homes Real Estate. That's our Facebook
and we'll share
page.
that
You can
actually
go
at the
onto
bottom
that.
later.
I also have my Instagram, which is more RV Chickarelli, which is my actual name. So you can link up to me through there, or even Bob Chickarelli, my personal page. You know, feel free to reach out to me through there. That's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
And
Okay.
stay in touch. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
for being
thanks a
here.
lot for joining
so
us.
excited.
Yay! Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, make sure you save it, baby.